Right, so this tank right here has been cleaned up and we're going to be transferring some fish into it. I got some substrate and I'm going to get some rocks now and put it into it. This is going to be our new tropical fish tank. Nice 150 litre tank with Gloria. We're gonna find some rocks. I've got one here. I'm gonna find some more. We're gonna get some rocks. We're gonna escape it nicely, and hopefully it looks good at the end. Okay, so I got a few rocks just from this wall. Some of the wall has fallen down, as you can see. So I just took a couple of flat rocks. I'm gonna try and do something nice in the tank with it. I'm gonna boil them obviously first, so that they're nice and clean. And then we're gonna put them in the tank, and we're gonna see how they look. See if we can maybe plant some plants in around the rocks and make it grow nicely. I'm only learning to aquascape and I look it up online and I look at YouTube videos and stuff like that, but this is something that anybody can try, and you just have to do a bit of research and try your best. At the moment, because of the lockdown, I am unable to buy any plants for this tank. In transport, when we were coming from Andorra, a lot of the plants had pieces rip off them, and I've noticed in the last few days, I left those pieces in at the top because they were helping the shrimp survive, and I've noticed in the last few days that the bits of plant that came off now have roots growing from them. So what I'm going to do is take those little bits of plant out of the tank and I'm going to plant them in this one with their roots out. Hopefully all those plants take off, and if they don't, well then this tank will have no plants in it for the time being, and I will switch to having plants as soon as the lockdown is over and I can buy plants again. So the tank looks good now. A few plants in it, rocks done, substrate in, and 2 little snails, which I bred myself, or my snail had itself. There is another snail, I just don't know where he's gone. He's on a leaf. Right, finally finished the fish tank in the hole. It was kind of a big project and a lot of different things came up. I didn't think the filter was big enough, so we had a filter there, a big sump filter that we decided to stick onto it. Put a lot of snails in there which are doing well now, they're breeding, and they all came from that little tank which I had in Andorra. The bala shark is doing really well. The bar, unfortunately, the other day, it was looking really healthy, and then out of nowhere the bar passed away. So nothing we can do, it's gone. So we have the bala shark, we have the pleco, the bristlenose pleco in here, 2 curry catfish, and as I said, the snails, and we'll be getting loads more for it when this quarantine is over. I put plants into it and rocks into it, added the new filter system, had to mess with the lid a little bit because it didn't fit properly. Still doesn't fit properly, but look, it's a work in progress, and I'm going to show you what we have so far. So we've can see the snails are doing their job. 2 cories. There's some of those plecos in here. More snails. As you can see, the plants, this one came from the goldfish tank and has some black leaves and stuff like that, which we will be trimming off, but it's looking more healthy and it has some fresh growth underneath. All the little bits of dead plant that we put in have now got new sprouts. This plant will hopefully take, I just put that in, but you can see all the fresh bits coming out of these plants. Our new filtration system, which is there and goes around the side. That's it there. Some Fluval 307. This is the tank. Our bala shark is in here. I think it looks healthy, everything looks happy, especially the shark, loads of room to swim around. And hopefully this tank ends up being one of the better tanks that we have in the house. We also put a pink light inside, so if I want to change the lighting, all we have to do is switch this off. Now that that tank is pretty much finished, I'm just gonna add more fish to it as soon as this quarantine is over. Also, one more update just to show you. So in this tank, it looks a bit of a mess at the moment because there's obviously the plants have overgrown, but I can't trim them at the moment because our blue female gave birth the other day, and there is little tiny babies in here. I'm gonna try and get some clips for you, but it's extremely difficult, so bear with me. That's one of the babies there. Very, very hard to film, but there's at least 3 in here. and the plan is to leave them in there. If the parents decide that they want to eat them, there's nothing I can do about that, they'll be eaten. And if the parents decide to let them live, or if they're smart enough to hide and live themselves, then great, we have more pets, and we can, if we get a male, we'll put it into this tank up here, and if we get some females and we have too many for that tank, perfect, we'll put them in there as well. There's no problems, but that tank for now is going to be kind of a tester tank. Let them have babies, see what happens. If all the babies get eaten and this keeps happening, then I'll take the babies out. But as for now, I'm not looking to breed. It's just something that I hoped would happen if I gave them a nice environment to live in. So they have a nice environment. They've obviously decided that they can breed in there. They have babies now, and let's see how it goes from there. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the tanks, and see you next time.